Hi, Democrats. Today is Tuesday, June 15th. Happy Tuesday. Hey, so it's time for the Chair's Daily Live, and I was super short yesterday, and let's see if we can be super short today. So every day I come, I want to talk to you about bills, elected and elected officials. And as I've told you, since we are not in session, bills are going to be a little iffy how we talk about those, but let's see how it goes. So I want to talk about interim studies. Interim studies are what legislators, they present that they think might be good things for legislation. And so they do a study where they bring in subject matter experts and people who are directly affected or would be directly affected by the legislation and let them talk about what's important about that. Hi, Mary. Hi, Wayne. What's important about that? And so they craft their legislation actually around the people. And so that excites me. And I got to tell you, I didn't know about this until a few years back because I always wondered, why aren't they talking about the things that we care about? But the ones who are talking about the things that we care about are doing interim studies and getting folks who will be directly affected talking about them. And so when they're not in session, our legislators pick topics, right, and bring in subject matter experts to talk about if they get approved. And they learn more about it so that when they're crafting their bills, that it's informed, right, by the people. And so why am I giving you this big, long, boring information about interim studies? One, that it's summertime. And so there will be a lot of interim studies. And I want to make sure you guys are aware of what's going on and what bills might be, coming down the pike, right? Telling you this is what they're doing studies on. And if they're successful, hi, Mary, both Hatch and Brannon. And hey, Angela. So you know what's going on. And so we can be prepared and we can be a little bit more proactive in this next cycle. So that's interim studies. So today I want to talk about Representative Mickey Dolenz out of Oklahoma City. He has proposed an interim study to help the income insecure. And his proposal, what he's thinking about doing is finding public benefit jobs to help the people who are income insecure. So they may not have a place to live, or they may not, there's a lot of stuff going on in their life. And so if we can help them find jobs that help the public interest, then they can get paid pretty quickly. But it also, these kinds of jobs, what he's looking at is making it flexible schedules and making it so that they can get paid quicker. Because one of the problems that causes homelessness or ends up people in homelessness is they get a job, but by the time they get paid, it's too late for them to make rent or come up with a deposit. And so he wants to do something for the in-between. And that's what we need. We need to help those folks in transition. And I'm kind of excited to see how that turns out. And the reason I'm excited about it is that's why I'm a Democrat, right? Democrats put forth bills and legislation that, that goes after our bread and butter issues. Let's make sure that every kid has access to free and quality education. Let's make sure that all Oklahomans have access to affordable health care and access to economic opportunity. And it's the kind of thing that just makes me smile, makes me know that I'm in the right party. It's awesome. And Representative Dolenz is such a great guy. So I just wanted to talk about, that's my bill-ish. And the elected official I wanted to highlight today is Representative because he's looking at Oklahoma-focused legislation, not just pulling some off-the-shelf nonsense like his counterparts across the aisle. So very proud of that. Now, elections. Let's talk about elections. Today is June 15th. There are some elections coming up on July 13th. July 13th in Helena, Blaine County, Oking, Snyder, Warner, Durant, Sawyer, Boise City, Lincoln County, Jones, Luther, Talala, Pauls Valley, Grant County, Nash, Locust Grove. You guys all have elections on July 13th. And because they're propositions, I'm guessing that you don't even know what they are. You're not even sure what's going on, and you're already beginning to see the yes and no signs all over town. So go out to the state election board, pull up your sample ballot, study it so that you know what's coming up. And go ahead while you're out there, fill out your absentee ballots. And so you don't have to wait for me to tell you. I'm going to tell you, but you don't have to wait for me to tell you if you go out and you fill out your absentee ballot, because it'll be mailed to your house and you can do your research. And they usually get mailed to you about a month in advance. And so if you had filled out your absentee ballot, you'd be getting your ballot right now. So go out, fill out your absentee ballot request so that they send it to your house so that you can do your research and vote by absentee. But please be prepared to vote on or before July 13th, because every vote counts for every, we need to vote every time that there's a ballot at our precinct, every time, whether you knew about it before I mentioned it or not. But that's why I mentioned it. So a lot of small towns have propositions. And they're all propositions coming up on July 13th. Hey, look at our new secretary watching. Hey, Nana. Kind of excited to see you here. So that's what we have today. I'm not going to talk long. You guys have a great one, and I will be back Wednesday at 4:15.